What's going on? Today we're hopping into Traversal, a game which I've heard has some of the best combat mechanics on Roblox. I started by getting a knife from an unknown NPC and escaping a spawn room. Then I did the Roblox equivalent of a death blow on the first enemy to clear the first level. I began the second level by ambushing the guy in the bathroom and using stealth to take out an enemy in the hallway. I cleared the rest of the level by staying in the shadows and making it to the door. Then I came to a room with two doors and decided to go through the darker one first, and upon opening the double doors at the bottom of the stairs, I found that any combat against more than one enemy in this game is essentially impossible, at least for someone of my skill level. Left with that conclusion, I opened the lighter door to find yet again the game forces you to fight more than one enemy. After quite a lot of trial and error, I found that I had missed the door, and behind it was an empty hallway with a weapon. Because of the way stealth works, most of the time all you have to do is break line of sight and find a shadow, so once I had a weapon, I crept around slowly thinning the enemies until I could get the one with the crowbar and use it to escape. Once out of the first building, I made my way to a warehouse to start level 4, and after a quick assessment of the area, including several death runs by trying to fight my way out, I decided to run for it, and although I did die, I did so after activating the level doorway, so technically beat the level. I know it's an incredibly cheesy strategy, but I'd like to see one of you fight every enemy in the warehouse at once. I'm fairly certain it's impossible without excessive use of stealth. Anyways, for the house level, I went on several death runs before figuring out that the pathway to the next level was behind a locked door, and thus required a knife. So I proceeded to use the bushes as cover in order to stealth an enemy and steal his knife to unlock the door and beat the level. The next level was a very simple setup with two enemies guarding an unlocked double door, and of course my initial attempts involved stealth, but apparently in this super dark room with two very small light sources, there were no effective areas to hide. Then of course I switched to the running strategy, which to my knowledge of this game should have worked flawlessly. As you can see, after the double door, I pick up and equip the crowbar, avoiding the camera, but when I hit the interact key while holding the crowbar next to the chained door, nothing happens for some reason. My theory was that the game required the playthrough to kill the two enemies, or at the very least not be engaged in combat while opening doors, so I spent another few attempts developing a strategy to do so, finally getting this attempt, where I was able to lose the attention of the first guard and fight the other one independently on the second floor. Immediately after this, I went into the next room, picked up the crowbar, went to the door, and nothing happened again. I'm not sure why, but as I really didn't want to lose this run, I made sure to try every key in the controls menu, but none of them worked. Regardless of whatever glitched out here, I'll be coming back to finish this game so I can sub for part 2.